Hey there, how are you? If you haven't watched my previous video about how to install Zorin version 18 alongside the Windows as dual boot, let's first take a moment of silence for the death of Windows 10. Now that there is this stuff is out of the way, let's dive into the new operating system coming from the Zorin family. One of the things I really like about Zorin operating system is that not only it is Linux is awesome, but also not only that it is private, privacy is awesome, it is also secure, security is awesome, but also it's very easy. It's kind of a good, really good balance between something that you can offer to your grandmother, and I'm not even joking, my mother is using it. But also you can absolutely use it as your daily driver, even if you're a little bit more technically inclined. That is, except if you are a Linux hacker, then of course you're going to use Arch, by the way. But besides besides all of you who like to hack your operating system and adapt it to your needs and customize every single bit, and you write your own scripts and everything, automation and stuff like that. I'm really serious. Zorin is a really good place to start with your Linux adventure. If you are coming to this video from a Windows 10 end of life scenario and you're interested whether or not you would like to dive into Linux, whether or not this will be frightening for you, whether or not you will use the terminal and learn all these crazy commands that do things that you don't really know that you would need in your life, or you just want your computer to be out of the way for you so that you can get the job done. You want your the text editor, the spreadsheet, the web browser, the video games, the all that good stuff. Any Linux will deliver. However, in the Linux community, in the Linux world, we divide these Linux versions, distributions, so to speak, into various categories. From those that just work and get out of your way, which is something like Ubuntu or Zorin or Mint, stuff like that, all the way to stuff like Slackware or Gentoo. These are like really hands-on, difficult to use distributions from the perspective of a person who doesn't know about Linux and doesn't really want to know about Linux, okay? I'm not saying that Gentoo or Slackware are hard per se, but they are aiming for certain group of Linux users. So if you're watching this video, you probably don't care about these two. There is also Arch Linux, which is somewhere in the middle. I honestly think it's a really easy to use distribution. People used to say that it's a hard one, like the hardest one, but actually it's really easy. But I'm not sure who is it for at this point, because if you believe that Arch Linux is for you, then it probably is, and you don't need me to tell you that. So let's go back to the where we are now. Let's go ahead and fire up the laptop that I have prepared. But first let me switch to some news here. So I have received this from Zorin, and I'm going to read a couple of these sentences for you so we can track what's new, but also With reading their own announcement, I'm going to show you how it actually works in real life on the real laptop. There is no virtual machine on my recording, no virtual environment, nothing artificial. Everything is hands-on, real old computer. So at the same time, you're going to see how it works on an older hardware. The hardware is, well, it's not that old. It's from 2018. However, it is a good show off for what this operating system is going to do for you. Let's go ahead and fire it up so that it starts booting while we are reading this. We are excited to launch Zorin 18 today. Today is a new release. Okay, that's my machine booting. With Windows 10 reaching its end of life today in most of the world, an estimated 240 million computers that don't meet Windows 11 strict hardware requirements will be left behind. What this means is that if you're not getting security updates, you may be at risk now, tomorrow, in a month, in a year, of maybe your data getting stolen, or your I don't know, credit cards getting stolen, or whatever you keep on your computer. All of this could leak into unwanted hands. These things usually happen when there are some serious security issues that haven't been fixed or patched by the operating system manufacturer. And this is exactly what is going to start happening from today onwards with Windows 10. You have to upgrade to Windows 11 if you want security patches for your computer. If you don't want security patches for your computer, then it may be a smart idea to unplug your computer from the internet to keep it safe. I'm not even joking. From the perspective of not being able to upgrade to Windows 11 because your computer is not supported, then you have this alternative called Linux, which I think is awesome, and I'm not biased, not one bit. I have been using Linux since, I think, 1997 or something like that, and I have some experience with it. And I want to get it closer to you so that you can get an idea if this is something that you would want to dip your toes into. But before we go on, there will be linked the video I have made just prior to this one, which explains the installation procedure. I promise it's very easy. If you want to fast forward it a little bit just to see the important parts in the middle, be my guest, do whatever you like with my videos. They are free for everyone, of course, in the spirit of free software. So what these guys are saying here in the Zorin, the company, right? With Zorin, your next computer can be the one you already own. Okay, that makes sense. So the things that is coming in the Zorin version 18 is basically, well, we're going to go through these things, but let me log in first just for the moment here. So I have another keyboard here. My password is this one. Okay, so this is my second login into the freshly installed Zorin operating system. I haven't really touched anything. I just booted it up, went through the hello screen, and turned it off. So let me see if I can find it here. Sure, I think that's the one that that's the one that fires up when you boot it up for the first time. So a nice little, there is some sound coming from my speakers. I don't believe that you heard it, but it sounds a little bit like a mix of Windows XP, Windows 7 boot up sound, and something coming like from the Mac OS. I can't really tell, but it's a nice touch. Welcome to Zorin 18. Let's start the tour now. So to open the menu to launch applications, of course, you will go to the left bottom corner, and this is going to just adjust this a little bit so I can see my own screen. Can you still see me? Yes, you can. Okay, so this is a normal thing that you have been used to both on Windows 7, Windows 10. Let's not mention Windows 8 this time. So, of course, if you click Home, you are going to get your home folder with some icons here. These are all standard stuff: desktop, documents, downloads, music, pictures, videos, all the same stuff, just different types of folders. There is software. We are going to get to that any moment. So these are some of the pre-installed software that come with the Zorin Pro version of this operating system. So the Linux doesn't actually cost money, but you do have the option to purchase Zorin Pro, which gives you extra themes. We are going to get to that. These are some of the things that Zorin has worked on that are kind of unique to Zorin. But also all of this software, you can get it for free with the free version of Zorin, just by installing the free version of Zorin and going to the application store and downloading all of them. But if you do decide to support Zorin in their efforts of making this awesome operating system, you do have this opportunity to pay for the Zorin Pro version and get some nice themes that don't come with the free version. And if you do that by clicking the link below this video, you're also supporting me, and that is the reason why I'm telling you this. Good. So, for example, FreeCAD image manipulation program. This is actually quite reminiscent of Adobe Photoshop, but I guess we could call it a light version, because that was just the first startup. The second one is a lot faster. Basically, it's your layers application where you draw with layers. Yeah, right. So new image. Let's use the defaults. You can use the brushes here. You can use the stuff like this. On the bottom right corner, you will see your layers. All kinds of effects, shadows, things like that. But basically, you get most of the Photoshop functionality completely for free. If you're not familiar with Gimp, you can install it right now on your Windows computer and give it a chance. I am using it all the time. I have been using it for 25 years or so. It's quite awesome. I am not a graphics designer. I don't need the cutting edge features that Photoshop gives you, and I'm not pretending that Gimp can do everything. But for the majority of users, this is an excellent tool. I'm just going to go through a couple of these things that might be important for some of you. Maps, I don't think that's important right now. Weather, text editor. This is a normal text editor, nothing fancy. Graphics, Blender. Blender is actually world famous 3D animation application, and people actually do use this one on Windows, Mac, and Linux. It's a really high-end professional tool, and it costs literally nothing. FreeCAD is an awesome CAD tool, also very much used by professionals on any operating system. Inkscape is one of the other like vector tools. Krita is like for drawing. I use it. There we go. I have this, like, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a Wacom tablet that I use for drawing with Krita. Because Krita supports this thing out of the box. It works really awesome. I am not a professional drawing person, but I do use my drawing tablet, since I purchased it recently for some of the online classes that I do, which are usually going on Sundays, and the next one is going to start really soon. So you may want to subscribe to my channel and to follow what is happening on Sunday evenings European time. There is a lot of Linux learning going on. So LibreOffice shot well for pictures. Okay, let's skip those. Some Office stuff. Evolution is quite similar to Microsoft Outlook, not the new one, but the old one, the real Outlook. So I use this one both at home and at work. It's really awesome. It supports also the Microsoft Exchange protocol. This is important for a lot of you. LibreOffice Draw calculator is like a spreadsheet, like your Excel. So I don't have anything special to say about this. It's really, really good. I have been using LibreOffice on Windows previously because for my use case, it was actually better than Microsoft Office. I am absolutely not kidding about what I'm just saying, but it is a specific use case which simply worked a lot better for me in LibreOffice than in Microsoft Office. If you have detailed questions about this, I will answer those because, as I said, this is absolutely not an exaggeration on my end. Word, this is like PowerPoint, and this is more like Visio, I think. At least that's how I'm using it. All of these tools from LibreOffice tool set are absolutely top tier awesome. Sound and video, Audacity, you probably know about this one. It's used on all of the operating systems. Handbrake for re-encoding videos, also an awesome tool. Kdenlive, also very, very good video editor. I have been using it for 2 years. OBS Studio, everyone uses this for streaming on Twitch, on YouTube, stuff like that. VLC, of course, you know about VLC. System tools. Okay, so this is where things get a little bit technical. So whether you want to partition your hard drive, stuff like that, none of this matters at this point right now. Let's go ahead and close this and continue with the next step here. So choose your desktop look with Zorin Appearance. I think a lot of you are going to really enjoy this part of the video. So let's go ahead, and the part on the right side is the welcome screen, and the part on the left is the Zorin Appearance application that I have opened by clicking on the launch Zorin Appearance button. So this is the default layout that you're going to get in both Zorin Pro and Zorin the normal version, the free one. And now let's go ahead and change a little bit of our layouts. So on the bottom, you can see that we are slightly entering the Windows 7. These layouts don't really have names as far as I know, but you can recognize some of these looks, right? So this kind of draws a little bit into Windows 7, and if you click the Start menu, you're still getting the same one as previously. But if you go ahead with the next one, now we are a little bit into Mac OS territory, but not really. So this is kind of a mix with something coming from Linux, which is called GNOME, the desktop environment, really popular one on Linux. But also not really. It doesn't look like this out of the box. So this could be called like a mix of a lot of things. This one per se is I'm actually not sure how would I call this one, but maybe maybe like GNOME 2 or something like that. Okay, so the next one, this is a little bit more like GNOME 3, except for the fact that this part on the bottom is usually hidden and called in a different way. But the main menu looks pretty much like this. This is the launcher. Okay, let's go to this. Is probably like Windows 11 look. I think I'm pretty correct on that one. So you get the full size bar on the bottom. The main icons are centered, and the menu. Yeah, this this reminds a little bit of Windows 11, except that the start menu is a lot more useful than the one on Windows 11, which is usually either empty or filled with some weird ads, which I never understood the purpose of that. So this is actually good. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so the next one is, did we use this one? Did we use this one? Oh no, it was a similar one, but the icons were on. Yeah, this is like the one in the beginning, but just the icons are centered. Of course, you can modify these layouts on your own, but these are predefined and pretty good and well. Oh, the menu is different. Yeah, so this is the menu like coming from Windows 11, but with the start menu pulled to the left, which is what some people like to do. This is like a default look of Ubuntu Linux. I think it's okay. I think it's okay, depending on your style of preference. The next one. Okay, this could fall under Windows XP territory again. Let's see if the start menu here. Yeah, I think this could fall under Windows XP territory. All apps, or maybe Windows 7. I forgot. I mean, Windows 7 came out in 2009. Don't at me on this one. Whether this is XP or Windows 7, please tell me in the comments if you have a moment to share. This one reminds me a lot of that one. However, they have put the start menu above and it's a little bit larger, I think. Or am I imagining things? But anyways, now you have the start menu on the top left, but you have your shortcut icons down here, which are basically called favorites, and you can pin them down below. Next one, can I call this one Windows 7 finally? I think we could call it like that. I think we could call it like that. This is an interesting way of putting your favorites here, like your default folders, and your menus automatically opening on the right side without the need to go back. This is actually quite unique, I would say. But anyways, kudos to Zorin team for offering so many options, something for everyone. This one, I have no clue this doesn't remind me of literally nothing. Literally nothing. Maybe like a cramped version of Windows 11 or something like that. Whether or not you like this layout, it is up to you. After all, they are giving you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 layouts. Is it? Let's go to the first one because the default one is actually my favorite. And it also comes with the free version of Zorin. So let's go to themes. Themes are really nice. I like red color, but a lot of you are fans of purple. So let's go with purple here because purple gives you a really nice accent. So if you go anywhere on your operating system, you will get a lot of purple accents on quite a lot of places. So let's go to, I don't know, settings. You see everything is getting this purple hue. Let's close this for a moment and see how many of you prefer the dark style of your operating system. Why didn't this one get the dark mode? I suppose you're not going to look at this application ever again after you launch it for the first time, but it is what it is. Let's go to the Brave web browser. Oh, by the way, the reasoning behind Brave web browser, it should be a default browser already, but okay. Next, maybe later. Share private, don't send anything, finish, and we are good. The reason why Brave is pre-installed here is because the Zorin team has done how do you call it, like a poll, and most of the community voted for this browser after Mozilla Firefox have done some things that are not very much in the spirit of privacy. And if you don't have a problem with that, you are still free to use Mozilla. Of course, you can just pull it from the store. I'm going to show you how in just a second, but Brave turned out to be the most private browser, the most compatible web browser at the same time. Not that Chrome isn't the most compatible as well, but it's not the most private one. And also it has the best possible ad blocking experience that you can get out of the box in any web browser. And I say that as a person who doesn't really use Brave actively. I have other options, but Brave pretty much is awesome. So this is the dark mode. Let's go back to the light mode for a second. What do we have here? Other applications, icons. Okay, so this is a little bit more on the how would I say? Let's go with red glass cursor. Will that change? Will that change my cursor? Ah, yes, it did change it. Close this one. Some things need to be closed if you want them applied properly, but it is nice. Effects. Okay, here we come to something really useless, but some useless things are really good for your soul. And this window here has something that I turn on every single one of my Linux installations, whether it's Zorin, Debian, Arch, or whatever. I always use the jelly mode, and trust me, you want to use the jelly mode. It's absolutely hilarious. So just enable it, and let's say that you have a slightly bigger window, which is going to be fun, and you take it like I'm going to try to show you slowly so that you can take it in. If you have a higher refresh monitor, you will get much more enjoyment out of this effect. But trust me, this is drawing the looks from the eyes of the passing people in your office, maybe even in your family at home. Jelly mode is absolutely awesome. You must enable jelly mode. Let's go further. Desktop cube. If you enable, actually, let's disable it first. Let me show you something here. If you press some buttons here, let's go to here. Can we do it? Yeah, we can. Okay, so on the bottom right corner, you have this like a dash, which is a representation of multiple workspaces on your like extended desktop. If you want your browsing session on the first workspace, on the second workspace, only your chat or your chats, multiple of them, you absolutely can do that by going with your mouse to here to the dash and just using the scroll wheel. There are other ways to do this, but this is really intuitive. You just use the scroll wheel to go to the next one. If we go back and enable what is called the desktop cube and now repeat the same gesture with the scroll wheel, now the whole thing is going to flip like it's landing, like it's glued on some kind of a cube. If you're into these kinds of effects, good, you do have these options. Personally, I am a jelly mode person and I don't use the cube, but it is there and you can tune it a lot. You can tune it a lot. You have quite a lot of options. I don't want to go through each one of them because if you do decide to use Zorin, I am absolutely sure that you will have at least a couple of days of playing around with all of the options that are prepared for you. Alt tab. You all know what Alt tab does. It basically switches. I'm doing that right now. Alt tab. It switches between your windows, right? If I put it here, you can see it better. I can Alt tab between these two windows. If I fire up another one, I can Alt tab between them. If I enable the spatial window switcher, now we get some more 3D features here. I think this is nice to look at, and um, I'm not saying this is unique to Linux. A lot of Linux desktops have these effects, but getting all of these things neatly packaged in a way that doesn't require you to reach for the terminal or anything scary like that is nice to have. Whether or not you will appreciate this functionality, it's completely up to you. I'm only here to introduce you to the world of Linux, and my favorite way to do that with everyone new is to point them a finger towards Zorin. If by any means you will become really comfortable with Linux by using Zorin for a year or something like that, and you wish to see what more is out there, you are more than welcome to install any Linux distribution. If you want to go full on hacker mode, go with Gentoo or something like that. But as I said, my job really is to definitely show you how easy it is to enter the world of Linux. With the desktop settings, you can change the rubbish bin, whether you want to have it shown, whether you want your home button, your home icon on the home screen, your mounted volumes. This is when you plug in your USB stick into your computer, and it just appears on the desktop, so you can click it and use it. If you don't use this option, it will just appear along your files somewhere here below the rubbish bin. So you don't really need this option, but it is nice to have on your desktop. Windows placement, whether you want them to place automatically on the center or whatever. Window action key is the super key. So if I press super key, you get this nice kind of call it an airstrike layout mode drone, like a drone mode, drone view. Advanced window styling. This is a little bit unique to Zorin. And if you have been paying attention to what Windows is doing, Windows 11, pardon me, you might appreciate the fact that if you use, let's use this window, for example. If you go to the upper part of the screen, it will go entirely into purple mode. This means that it is going to maximize. Of course, you can just press the maximize button, but what's fun in that? If you go to the left side, it will automatically tile to the left. If you go to the right, you will get the same thing. If you go to the upper left part, you are placing your window to be tiled at 1/4 of the screen, and you can do the same thing with other windows. For example, you put this one here, and this one obviously cannot be resized to be that small. Let's use Brave. Use Brave maybe. Okay, Brave can fit in here. If you pull them here, you're going to resize them a little bit. So what I did notice here is a small visual bug, and that is that the Brave browser didn't really get the rounded corners here. Whether or not this is intentional, I wouldn't say so. Maybe Brave cannot have rounded corners, but I am here to notice all of these things. That's kind of my job. Let's go ahead and minimize this one. Oh, okay, yeah, I mean the Aladdin's lamp mode for minimize. These are some things that you absolutely can modify in the settings. Advanced window styling. One more thing I wanted to show you. If you go up here, you will be able to use some special tiling modes. You just drag your window to whatever you need. For example, if you want it in the middle, you can do that. If you want the next one to go, can't do that for some reason. What did I do? Oh, it's just the Zorin appearance window that doesn't want to do that. That's interesting. But anyways, if you want it to be just there, fine, do that. Also, there is fairly normal thing on all Linuxes is if for any reason your window ends up somewhere far outside of your screen area, for however you manage to do that, you can just hold your Windows key, which in the Linux world we call it the super key. Just hold it and drag the window with the left mouse button by touching it absolutely anywhere you like. See? Easy as that. Okay, let's minimize it one more time. And let's go with the, okay, these are some double click, second click. What did I do here? Click to focus. Yeah, let's leave it at that. Raise windows when focused. This is actually a nice feature. Focus on hover and raise windows when focused. So what I'm going to do now is just push the mouse to the next screen, and it will automatically focus the screen and raise it above. If you like this, let me show you again. Okay, move the mouse here and it's raised. So if you like this kind of behavior, you can do that pretty much on any Linux desktop environment. But as I said, this is what I'm showing you right now. Activities overview, this is the left super key. If you want the start menu, now it's the start menu. And once again, if I put it back to the drone mode, you get the drone mode. Taskbar settings. Okay, this is going to have quite a lot of options. Yeah, I'm recording this while being connected to the internet, so I get these notifications. Thank you very much for the subscription. There is quite a lot of options here, which I'm going to leave up to you to enjoy the joy of discovery. Okay, I hope that's okay with you. Fonts, of course, fonts are fonts. You can change them to whatever you like. I'm sure many of you do that, like that customization on your Android phones. So that's about Zorin appearance. The next thing here is connecting your online accounts. If you click this button, you're going to get the main settings application where you can connect your Google account, your Microsoft account, your OneDrive, your Nextcloud, your Exchange, all other kinds of emails. Whatever you select here, you will get automatic files syncing with your clouds, your emails that will show up in Microsoft. Okay, in GNOME Evolution. I'm not going to cut this out of my video. I want you to see how it looks to be a little bit of an idiot on camera and not edit video so that you can see the reality of what I am and who you are subscribing to. And speaking of subscription, do please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very, very much. Okay, I think this part is very clear. If you use the OneDrive feature, you will get in your files section the ability to reach your files and stuff like that. Sharing. Okay, let's actually not use the settings just yet. Let's go to the next option. So we are out in the clear from the Zorin welcome screen, right? This part is a little bit longer. And if you click the thing that just appeared somewhere in the top of this window, you will be taken to my full review of Zorin OS 17.3, where this feature was brand new, and I have shown it to you and demonstrated with 2 cameras live with my Android phone. Basically, what you get here is what exactly is saying here. Sync your phone's notifications with your computer. Browse photos from your phone, reply to your messages on your phone, share files and web links between your devices, and use your phone as a remote control for your computer, usually meaning you can restart it, shut it down, use it like a remote mouse, like a huge touchpad and stuff like that. It's quite nice, functional, useful, and at the very least you will use the functionality of photos access from your computer that are stored on your phone. So this little application, do please check it out in my Zorin OS 17.3 video. It's really detailed over there. Software. This is the like a mothership of your Linux experience. Let's go ahead and click next here and close, and we are done with the welcome screen. And now on to one of the most important applications out there. So first of all, let's go to the preferences. You don't really have to change anything in the preferences, but I do want to show you a couple of things. Software updates. Basically, you do want to have updated software. In most cases, this will mean new versions of application and the ability to get the security patches for your operating system. You can turn on update notifications. You can only show the free software. This means that it will hide the proprietary software from the store. What proprietary software means, this is the software which has a license that doesn't permit you to reuse the code however you like. I'm oversimplifying this, but I think if I start explaining the 4 freedoms promised by Richard Stallman, I'm going to alienate a lot of you viewers. And let's keep this video to the most approachable way possible, because I do really want you to have a good first experience with Linux. Later on, if you get stuck with something, you're more than welcome to send me messages, to send messages on my Matrix chat room, which is linked down below. We are always ready to help any new people diving into the world of Linux, and nothing needs to be scary. Remember that Linux is not scary unless someone malicious makes it scary for you, such as friends that recommend you CacheOS. Don't do that. Don't install that. Only show verified developers. This may be one of the options that I would recommend you to enable. What this means is people who put their stuff into the store that is hiding behind this window, behind this interface. There are 2 ways how they can do that. One way is to just put the stuff, which will be verified by different people and different procedures, but they can go ahead and pass through another filter to verify themselves with this store. And by doing that, they get this check mark. And to make it really easy for you to understand, check mark equals good. No check mark equals stick to the check mark. Okay. Show only verified developers. Good. Close this. Now we will have check marks everywhere. Let's go ahead and install Firefox, because this is what you want. Maybe you don't want Firefox, but I want to show you how to install software on Linux. So if you use this drop-down menu here, it will tell you, it will give you some of the options. If we stumble upon options, I will tell you which ones are those, but generally Flathub is the most popular way of installing applications on Linux nowadays. So you just click install here, and voila, you now have Firefox. Now, how easy is that? How much time would it take for you to install Firefox on Windows? Just think about it. Don't tell me the answer, just think about it. How much time would that take you? Okay, if you are a fan of Thunderbird, this is the email application. How much time does it take for you to fetch Thunderbird from the Thunderbird website, download it, download it, install it, and run it for the first time? Okay. Another one, just Flathub, install. So this is pretty much the main Linux software installation experience. Let's go ahead to the start menu just so you can see that it's not only the open button which you can use. Go to the internet, and here you have Thunderbird now. Okay, let's fire up Thunderbird for the first time. It will go into the wizard mode, and let's close it because I don't want to set it up right now. What else do we need? What else do we need? Maybe you want to install. Let's explore a little bit. This is a great place to see what's what's out there. The front page here is showing you some new stuff, some stuff that needs a little bit of advertisement. Sometimes from bigger developers, sometimes from smaller developers. You can go to the play part to download some games. Most of these are just free games. And there are quite a lot of them. I will not go through all of them, but maybe I do want to show you one game that I really, really like. Let me see. Well, let me see other software, new and updated. Not those, not those. This one, Battle for Westnot. This one is my utmost. I don't know if this is a good word, but I really recommend this one. Let's install it uh, just to see how that goes. Basically, this is like a turn-based kind of strategy with a lot of RNG, where you need to, well, you have a hero and a couple of heroes. This one must not die. This one can die. In this place, you can heal. In this place, you're getting better. If you go to the woods, your archers get better stats, and it's really, really engaging. And do I want to open it? Do I want to open it in this video? No. I'm going to show you this game on a live stream in a couple of days. Feel free to explore this game on your own. Let me zoom it in just a little bit for you if I can. No, I cannot. Okay, this is it, what you're going to see here. What you can do, let me see if Steam is installed already. It's not. It's not. Steam link. No, Steam doesn't come installed with Zorin. But if you are into video games, Steam is an awesome. Steam is an awesome way to play video games on Linux, because just type my password. The reason why it is asking me for my password this time is because it is pulling from the Zorin server and not from the main like Linux store. Yeah, so after this gets installed, it is going to pull the actual Steam installer, and this is a little bit of a procedure for the first time. But generally, except for a couple of anti-cheat burdened video games such as Call of Duty, Fortnite, Destiny, and I don't know, stuff like that, pretty much like 99% of Steam games just work on Linux, especially if you have a Radeon graphics card. If you have a Radeon graphics card, you can expect the absolute awesome experience on both desktop and in video games on Linux, with pretty much next to zero issues. like a lot better experience than on actual Windows. I am absolutely not overreacting. I'm telling you this from my own experience. With NVIDIA graphics cards, the experience is slightly lesser, but NVIDIA is catching up fast, and they will get there very soon. And they will catch up with AMD Radeon in terms of how well things work under Linux, both with desktop experience, with HDR, with the how do you call it, the sync, the free sync thing, VRR, with video games and everything of sorts. Now you can fire up the Steam for the first time, and it will start the standard Steam installer like it does on the Windows. Yeah. Let's delete this one and go back to Explore. Well, there you go. This is the small overview of how it looks to install applications on Linux. Whatever you need, if it exists, it will most certainly be here. In some cases, some applications are not published in the store by the original author. For example, Edge. Why would you want Edge? Maybe you want Chrome, and it will probably not be here because Google doesn't really publish their web browser here. I will show you another way how to do that. This is where things get a little bit more complicated, but I promise it's not that difficult. Preferences. Only show verified developers. Let's disable that. And let's give it a second. Steam is hogging my CPU right now. Now we have Google Chrome. And the reason why we haven't seen it previously is because it is published into the store by someone else, not being Google. However, it has a lot of downloads, and it's most probably safe to use. The bigger problem is not who uploaded it, but what is hidden behind this proprietary code. But it is the same on Windows, so if you have been using Chrome on Windows, you might as well use it here. We are not going to use Steam, I think, maybe, but maybe I do want to show you how it works. Okay, let's log in for a moment here. My Steam here. Let's launch my Steam, my login. There we go. Sign into Steam. This should work. Mind you, this is an older laptop with no 3D cards, with a fairly weaker CPU, so I can't really show you any legit video games on this, but I am able to show you what it is like for video games theme experience on Linux. How many steps do you need from a cleanly installed operating system to the fact that you don't need to install video card drivers because Zorin will do that for you, to installing Steam from the store, to installing a video game. So let's go ahead with something really, really easy. I mean easy in terms of how many megabytes, so you don't wait too much time. Let's go with Celeste. So first step that you need to get a video game working on Steam on Linux is click the game. Then you need to click the button called Install. Then you need to wait for the game to be installed. Please wait, there are a couple of more steps required in order to play video games on Linux. Okay, and when the play button appears, watch the next step. The next step is really, really important if you want to play video games on Linux on Steam. Fourth step is to click the play button. There we go. Welcome to Gaming on Linux. I am going to turn off the game as soon as the game lets me do that. Let's just Alt F4, sorry, to exit for now. I promise it's pretty much the same experience with any other video game out there. In rare occasions, there are some small steps required, such as going to the cog here and going to the properties and putting in some launch options, which you can just copy paste from a place that deals with video games on Linux. But if you have a Radeon graphics card, I promise you will not even need the cogwheel, pretty much never. In my couple of years of experience with playing video games on Linux, I rarely remember that I have ever touched anything, especially in the later times. This experience of video games is that good. And let's exit this for a moment. So let's go back to this part here, because we want to know what Zorin thinks is important about Zorin operating system version 18. For one, it is based on the latest stable version, long-term support of Ubuntu, which is not something that you really need to know about, but let's say that this is a good base for the operating system. Uh, Files have been updated, sidebar, reorganized controls for ease of use. The settings app includes redesigned preferences panel throughout, which have also been arranged to be simpler to navigate. Good. Calendar app adds a new sidebar with concise month and events view. A new camera app replaces Cheese, introducing cleaner interface. The Evolution Mail app has a new modernized interface that cohesively fits in with the rest of the system. Actually, this part is the part that I miss the most on the fact that I use a different desktop environment than what Zorin uses, because Evolution kind of doesn't really fit with the look and feel into everything else that I use. But you can't have everything. Uh, so, at Zorin, we recognize the impact that a well-designed environment can have to inspire you to do better work and think in new ways. That's why we've obsessed over the details to deliver you our most beautiful and functional operating system ever. Advanced, advanced window styling. Give me a second. I have already shown you the advanced window styling, so this is not something new for you, but yeah, it is there. You can create your own custom tiling layouts. I did not show you that, but you absolutely can do that. You can put as many as you want, the blue bubbles, as whatever sizes you want, and you can save them as a template for use for later. For example, if you use one master area that takes up like 60% of your screen, and you get like three smaller windows on the side, you absolutely can do that. Seamless integration with web apps. Well, this I can't really speak for this one. I'm not a big fan of web apps, but Zorin did put a little bit of effort into making web apps a thing. Let me see if I can demonstrate what that means. Let's go to make this smaller. Did I make it smaller? I did not. I'm so bad at using the mouse. Why didn't I make it smaller? I don't know. Let's go to x.com. I know that this offers a web app installation. So there is a button over here, install X. Install. Is this how it is supposed to work? I actually forget. how this is supposed to work, but close the browser now. We now have X installed here as an application. Can I resize it? Apparently no. Oh, I can from the top side. Okay, good. Can we, what does this button do here? App info, uninstall. Okay. Did we get something here inside internet? No, not really. So how is this actually supposed to work? Let's read it. Let's read it. The newly built-in web apps tool lets you turn any website into a desktop app through an easy accessible I know what this is. Sorry. Let's go back. This is not the way. This is not the way. You need to go here and type web apps. This is what Zorin had in mind. I apologize, that was the browser integration. I'm not going to cut that out because many people, when they read a web apps integration, might just follow my lead and go to the wrong way. However, Zorin did invest some effort into making this softer, so go with the plus button, type Twitter here, https and then x.com. Maybe find icons online. Will it yes, it will recognize. And category web browser, Firefox or Brave. Which one will be the engine for this application? It is up to you to choose that. Maybe let's go with the default one. Custom parameters not needed. Isolated profile. Private or incognito, not that important right now. Let's press OK, and voila, it is added. And now we can go to the internet or somewhere else. Where did it put it? Where did it put it? Let's type Twitter. Yeah, it's here. Okay. So now we have these web apps. Okay. You will need to log into this one. Because after all, it is a web page, but it's like an application. Whether or not this is something that you are going to enjoy using, I'm not going to go into that. But it is a thing. OneDrive files integration. I have already told you that they have this functionality. For the longest of times, I have been using OneDrive previously, and I've never had a good integration on Linux, so I always used some kind of hacks how to do that, but it was never really pleasant. And now you have it at your palm's reach. Tailored alternatives to even more Windows apps. Okay, one of the things that is really unique to what Zorin does is how it slightly nudges you towards installing the software that you should be installing instead of going the wrong way. So, for example, I think OBS has already been installed, but let's pretend OBS installed. Let's put it into trash, uninstall. There we go, we no longer have OBS. Let's pretend that you forget everything that I told you so far and you really need OBS, and you go to www.obs.com. Is that their website? No. OBS Studio then. Which URL is it? obsproject.com. Good. So let's pretend that you are not even aware that you are on Linux, and many applications actually give you this, how do I put it? Many applications just give you a download button and they pretend like you are on Windows. So let's pretend that this is one of such applications. Let's click on Windows. So what is going to happen is the download window will appear and it is going to offer you the OBS Studio version 32 for Windows x64 installer.exe. This is a legit Windows application which you should not be able to use. There are some more caveats in this regard, which I'm going to get any moment now. Let's try to install OBS Windows application and see how Zorin operating system nudges you in the right direction. So I have double clicked it, and OBS Studio can be installed from software. This application is an unknown Windows app. Your computer and personal data may be vulnerable. La 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 la. Now you have the highlighted mode called Install OBS Studio. Click it. Voila, it is taking you back to the Linux application store and nudging you to install from here. This is absolutely awesome. Okay, let's do something else. Let me show you something else. There is one application that definitely doesn't exist on Linux. It's called, what was the name? I have used it so many years ago. Foobar. Foobar 2000. This is a music player that I used to love using on my old computer when I had Windows. Where is the download button? I suppose we need to click on Windows. Yeah, okay. So Windows, Mac, Android, there is no Linux support. Latest stable version, let's go with 64 bits. Foobar 2000.exe for Windows. Okay, it has been downloaded. Let's go here, and once we start this, once we double click this icon, I am absolutely sure that the Zorin nudging mechanism will not be able to nudge you into the right direction to install Foobar from Linux Application Store, because this application doesn't exist in Linux Application Store. So let me show you what can happen now. So now it is offering you to install Windows App Support. Let's click on this button, Windows App Support. Install. It is going to ask you for the password. Let's type the password. The first time when you do this, it is going to install a lot of stuff in the background. And as I said, this computer on which I am working is rather a slow one. So let me just, let's just minimize this. And as I said, it is going to take a while the first time, but I will continue where we left off after I show you a couple more things. Let's just give it a little bit of time. Okay, let's go back here. We have done that. If you're migrating for Windows, this means you'll get tailored guidance on how to get the most compatible versions of your favorite applications. I have showed you that already. New color themes are yellow and brown. They look like this. It may not be captured properly by my capture card. You should experience these colors on your own monitor and not through my recording. I can already see that it doesn't look the same as in the material. 3 new desktop layouts. If you are a long-time Zorin user, you will notice that there are some... oh, so it's called a mint-like layout. Okay, now I see. Good. And this one is elementary OS-like layout. Good. These are one of the alternative Linux distributions that you might as well use, just as you can use Zorin operating system. I am not sure how well supported elementary OS is. Nowadays, I haven't used it for a long time. However, Linux Mint is absolutely awesome and very well supported. And I would also recommend checking out that one as well if Zorin is not your thing. New apps in Zorin OS Pro and Education. Desk Flow lets you share your mouse and keyboard across computers and maximize your productivity. Simply move the cursor to the edge of the screen to switch between devices seamlessly. It even shares the clipboard. So this feels like something really neat. Warp allows you to securely send files to each other through your local network or the internet by simply exchanging a code. So this sounds a little bit like iPhone AirDrop, is it? It's a handy tool whether you want to transfer files between your devices quickly or to your coworkers on the other side of the world. Wallet makes time tracking simple for professionals. Set your hourly rates, track the time you work on your project, and instantly see how much you're earned from each of your clients. Easy Effects is an advanced audio output manipulation tool for creative professionals and sound engineers. Let me check what Easy Effects is because I am already using called the same Easy Effect. Yeah, that's the application that I'm using right now. Yes. This application is basically free software, and what this does, your uh, it takes your input and basically it puts a lot of effects on your input, like auto gain, bass enhancer, bass loudness, compressor, crossfeed, exciter, noise gate, level meter, loudness, a lot of stuff. Noise reduction. Let's use noise reduction, right? So when you click just the noise reduction, you get a lot more features, how to tune it, and you can stack them all together, filter upon filter upon filter. It's really, really neat. However, this is a free application. Be mind. Oh, Windows application support is now installed. I suppose we can stay here now that this is ready. This is ready. Um, yeah, I was going to say that it should start the Foobar installation because that's what I double clicked in the beginning. I agree, standard installation, next, 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 next. Let's do the full installation. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Run Foobar and voila. Okay, there we go. So Linux does have this Windows compatibility layer that we call Wine, and the shortcut of the name is Windows is not emulator. Nice. Anyways, Wine is the engine behind the magic that Zorin is doing for you. All it takes for you to install Windows software is to double click an icon, do the preparation for the first time. You will not do this the second time, and just install the software. A lot of Windows software just works. Some of the software is not that compatible, but it is what it is. Give it a try if you really need it. If it doesn't work on your software, there is a very, very good chance that in the Linux store, let's call it Linux store, you will find what you need, even if it's not the exact same software, but something really, really similar that generally does the same thing. Because at the end of the day, the result is what matters. Um, okay, let's go back to here. They have some more applications that are like new to Zorin Pro and much more, better performance, improved support for Windows software, which is definitely good. Search everywhere in files. I don't believe I need to show you how that works. Search is search. Improvement to the Zorin menu. We've added multi-monitor support for when the panel is visible on more than one display and refined the menu's touchscreen behavior. They did add a lot of touchscreen support in the previous version 17.3, so it's a very good thing to see them improving on that. Remote logging with RDP. So this is what my colleague has always been telling me that he lacks on Linux, and that is when he gets home, he places his work computer elsewhere and sits on his private computer, and then from his private computer he remote desktop logins into his work computer, which is like a laptop somewhere by the side. And he said that he never managed to make this work properly on Linux, but I guess I'm gonna have to show him some Zorin magic here. Windows open centered by default, that is nice. Enhanced audio, better sound quality, lower latency. This is drivers support. New system sounds. We've included new that was what came out of my speakers when I booted it up. Okay. Updated artwork, hardware compatibility, of course, and what I told you, long-term support. So how can you get Zorin? You can get it by downloading from their website. If you decide to use the paid version and support Zorin for the raffles, once again, please use my link to do that. They still get the money, but this way I get the money as well. It's not much. I think I get like $3 to $5, but every coin is really good, and life is hard. I think we can kind of wrap it up for now. I have been rambling for more than an hour. I hope this gives you a really good overview into what you could expect from transitioning to Linux. Once again, if you missed my how to install Zorin video, I promise once again, it is as easy as this video, just a lot shorter than this one. Basically, you're going to be able to install Zorin in 15 to 20 minutes. No skills required. Just pay attention to what I told you in that video, and you can also install it side by side with Windows and decide how much space you want to push towards Windows or how much space you want towards Zorin. So at the end of the day, you're going to be able to keep both for the foreseeable future and just reboot into one operating system or into the other, depending on which one you feel like using today. If you have enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and maybe join my channel, maybe join my Patreon links, maybe even support me on Coffee. I am very, very motivated to do a lot more of these videos and help you to get your feet wet with Linux. I need motivation, right? Give me any motivation you can give me. I will accept everything, and beer as well. But generally, I am always happy to help. Don't maybe expect a long conversation onto the YouTube comments. I do read all of the comments. I do answer all of the comments. But if you then answer back once again, then all of these comments get lost on the interface that YouTube gave me as a content creator. So if you have a thread to talk to me about, do please move to my matrix room. There I will give you whatever help I can, because I do really want you to tell everyone that your first days of Linux have been the most pleasurable computing experience in your life, all thanks to the channel called Linux Renaissance. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to see you in the next one.